What's going on, boys and girls? They're Mr. APlus. This is your boy Indy Uchiha, and I'm here to bring you the review of X-Men 97 episodes 4 and 5, Motendo, Life Death Part 1, and we'll get into episode 5 in a second, guys. Oh man, I'm sorry. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I haven't been able to pop in and give y'all the reviews like I wanted to for the past 2 weeks. First day back in work, I got a couple of minutes, on a break from work, and I want to make sure that we got this in for y'all. But I love the way they did episode 4 with Motendo and Life Death, how they split 2 stories up in order not to drag them along, because I don't know how much more Motendo I could take. Love the character Jubilee, love Roberto, but it's just the typical get transferred into a video game story and have to fight my way out. The fact that they're doing clones like crazy in this season, I feel is going to lead up to something big, at the end of the season. Jubilee and Roberto got transferred into a game, had to get out. Roberto didn't want to use his powers because he's worried about his parents seeing him on TV, but when they find out inside a video game, he goes there to use them. Sunspot is going to be powerful when he gets to start using his powers. You get to see Jubilee learn that there's different ways she can use her abilities, what I hope helps her level up, because she got to see a clone of herself who's been in the game for a long time, is older than her, who rescued them and stuff like that, use her powers in ways that Jubilee don't think, using it to slide around, making discs and stuff like that. Jubilee is way more powerful than the credit that she gets, especially when it comes to so far in X-Men cartoons and different things like that. But interesting dynamic, celebrating Jubilee's 18th birthday. Magneto doesn't give a hoot, everybody else does. Just shows the different dynamic of the X-Men kind of wearing down Magneto, X-Men, just that conflict of interests and beliefs that they have and what's going on. Him wanting them to just train and be prepared for anything that's going to happen. And if they would have trained more, what happened to Gambit in episode 5 probably wouldn't have happened. But the Life Death episode with Forge and Storm falling for each other, Storm finding out that Forge is actually the one who created the technology for the weapon to be created that got used on her to take her powers, and not just the weapon, I think it was the collars as well. Technology for the collars that's been giving the X-Men so many troubles and so many problems. So she feels some type of way about that, but Forge just trying to make amends for what what he did and what's going on, and he's really falling for Storm. So seeing the dynamic of them going back and forth with each other is very interesting. Her having moments of thinking she got her powers back, and him putting her on the horse so she can ride the horse and still feel free, still feel the wind and stuff in her face. The fact that this is a part 1 and we're gonna have a part 2 is very interesting to me. I'm hoping it actually comes in episode 6, so we have some of the monotony broken up over what happened in episode 5, which is the episode actually everybody's talking about, because we all know that Genosha is part of the UN now. So you get the X-Men, Magneto, Rogue, and Gambit who fly to Genosha. You still got the love triangle going on between the 3. You have a conversation. You get to see a lot of Nightcrawler just teleporting all over the place. Does this man just walk? And you get to see that people aren't really cool with mutants yet and what's going on. There's an interviewer doing interviews. You see Scott with his frustration. You see Scott becoming the Scott that I remember from the comics as of late, the militant Scott Summers, and that's what I'm looking forward to. The relationship between him and Jeannie not working right, him still having mental dates with the copy of Jean. Man, it's just nuts. And I understand where Scott's coming from. He don't know if Jean really loves him or just loves the memory of him, just having someone to be attached to. And it's just that relationship and the way it's playing out to me is something that's well written and different than what we're used to when it comes to, animated American cartoons. You know what I'm saying? So I really, really dig that. But to get back on Genosha, they want to make Magneto the ruler, of Genosha, the UN representative, the head of what's going on. But he's only going to accept it on one regard: if Rogue is his queen. Rogue comes clean with Remy about what's going on with her and Magneto, about when Mystique first found her. she took her to Magneto to teach her about different ways and stuff like that. And when they accidentally found out that his magnetism protected him from her touch, but she was actually able to touch him, they had a romantic relationship. But when Rogue found out that the demons that he was going through were bigger than what she had, she didn't want to deal with it. So she came up in with the X-Men and, you know what I'm saying, fell for Remy. But with Gambit and her never making anything official, Gambit wanting to marry her, really feeling her and stuff like that, but Rogue not wanting to really be with somebody that she couldn't touch. I mean, it's deep. You know what I'm saying? Gambit, you're in my heart, but just your heart is not something I can touch. Like, the dialogue in this episode was crazy good. Then you get like a master mode, Scorpion Centipede type, you know what I'm saying, Sentinel coming, destroying everything, killing mutants, blowing everything up. You get Rogue, Gambit, and Magneto, with Magneto being an Omega level mutant, trying to save everybody. And it comes to a point where Magneto's finna sacrifice himself to save Rogue and Gambit. Something happens, we believe Magneto dies. Rogue goes insane over that and goes to attack the Sentinel. Remy knows that she can't survive that, so he goes to stop her. He charges up the bike he's on. The bike gets thrown into her, knocks her out. He ends up going to fight the big Sentinel himself. Jumps up, pulls out his staff. The Sentinel stabs him, and then he is touching him, so he just fills the entire thing with kinetic energy and blows it up, sacrifices himself to save everybody on Genosha. And then, you know what I'm saying, remember my name, you know what I'm saying, the Gambit line. And then watching Rogue just lose the two people that were the most important to her at one time. Really don't know if Magneto's dead yet, because he had that magnetic force shield up, but they didn't pan back over there. But just seeing what she is going through, not only losing Xavier, Gambit, and possibly Magneto too, man, this girl is finna go ham. And it's just the way that was delivered. Like, I teared up. I definitely teared up. I didn't see that coming. It's crazy, especially the pacing of these shows, how each episode leaves you with something strong. Cable coming back to Madeline Pryor, letting her know that, you know what I'm saying, he's okay. That's my mom trying to warn them about what's going on. Madeline Pryor might have been knocked out. Jean having issues with Madeline and instantly feeling something finna happen to her. And man, Scott dealing with having to give his son away. This is deep, it's emotional, and I'm loving every adult aspect of this show, and I cannot wait till next week. You guys let me know what you thought about this episode. I thought it was flawless. Episode 5 definitely was friggin' flawless. I'm just mad my man's Gambit might be gone, man. Love me some Remy LeBeau. Even rapped about him a lot in my music. You know what I'm saying, when I first started rapping, when I got into the nerdnik stuff. Let me know what you thought about it. Put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time we pop stuff up. I'm going to see you guys soon. I got to go back to work. I'll see you Sunday on APlus Hero Report. All right, guys? Keep it APlus. Indy out.